So, how do you feel after listening to the audio presentations? Can you accept that the belief that you have been afflicted with an illness or disease called alcoholism has no foundation? Let's think about it logically. How does putting a glass to your lips and imbibing alcohol in large amounts constitute an illness or disease? Granted, there may be underlying issues that give rise to your alcohol misuse, such as depression, anxiety, or unresolved issues, but consuming alcohol in large amounts does not in any shape or form constitute an illness. Can you accept that alcoholism isn't determined by genetic heritage? Again, this doesn't mean that genetic heritage cannot predispose a person to alcoholism. In fact, we know it can. But despite genetic heritage, we still have a choice whether or not we abuse alcohol. Remember, many children of people who abuse alcohol drink normally or not at all, whilst many people who abuse alcohol have parents who do not drink abnormally. There is no consistent theme here. Therefore, genetic heritage is not a determinant of alcoholism. Categorizing alcoholism in these ways is simply a way of trying to explain a destructive phenomenon we don't fully understand. The problem is that if we attribute alcoholism to some unfathomable illness, we disempower ourselves. What we are really saying is we have no control over what is happening. We have an affliction. This is simply not true. We do have control, but before we can exercise control, we need to identify what alcoholism really is. If it isn't an illness or disease, etc., what exactly is it? Dictionary definitions are extremely vague, with explanations such as alcoholism is alcohol dependency. That tells us nothing. But if we analyse the phrase alcoholism closely, the true meaning becomes apparent. Ism means a distinctive doctrine or discriminatory attitude or belief. So alcoholism is the beliefs and attitudes we have towards alcohol. Now the locus of attention shifts from the bottle to the mind. It is our misguided beliefs about alcohol that cause dysfunction. We believe that alcohol is a cure-all, a magical panacea for making our problems disappear. Ultimately, alcoholism is a mechanism of escape. Escape from the problems that life unveils. Escape from the curriculum of life. But the belief that alcoholism provides an escape route for our problems is erroneous. Initially, it temporarily masks our problems. But this effect is short-lived. The effects of alcohol are extremely seductive. Alcohol affects the frontal lobes of our brain. The frontal lobes of our brain govern our inhibitions. In short, when we drink, we become uninhibited. In other words, we don't care. In addition, it affects our memory. So when we encounter a problem, we drink. Our worries magically dissipate. We forget or no longer care about them. Now the seductive trap is set. Human beings are pleasure-seeking species. We will avoid displeasure at any cost. Alcohol has provided us with the path of least resistance from displeasure to pleasure. As a consequence, every time we experience turbulence in life, we drink and obliterate our memory and inhibitions. Problem solved. We have the perfect answer. If only that were true. That's how I started, and this is the way I ended up. You and I both know that the beneficial aspects of alcohol don't last. We have to consume more and more alcohol to attain this oblivion effect. Eventually, there comes a point when alcohol no longer alleviates our problems. Conversely, it exacerbates them. We have crossed the line. We have crossed the abreactive threshold, which brings us now to step 2. Having crossed the abreactive threshold, we need to abandon the idea that alcohol provides an escape route and supplant it with the following belief: the most effective way to escape our problems is to solve them. Now, to expand your insight and further your knowledge into step 2, listen to the following audio presentations and absorb their essence.